Hello, folks. Good afternoon, and a happy Easter to you and you. And many thanks for joining us on Journalist Hangout on a Sunday. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Now, today on the program, former Labour leaders urge President Tinubu to reconsider emergency rule in Rivers, just as a PDP group urges Atiku to support new generation of leaders. And later on, we'll share this with you. EFCC vows to recover funds lost to CBEX digital training platform, which is an investment banking platform. You know, we'll talk about that. And an executive development economist, Nemeka Obiareri, will join us for the discussion. But let me report I'm hanging out with two gentlemen who are enjoying their Easter holiday. Kayode Ladende is here. Kayode, I greet you.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Okay. And then, of course, we have Adewale Adeoye. Many thanks.
You.
Gentlemen, God bless your Easter.
Happy Easter to you too.
Thank you. Just to report that team leader Babajide Kolade Otitoju is not here, but we might be reaching out to him in the course of the show. But welcome one and all. The team is ready. I hope you are. All right, so let's go. You know, the father of modern India, the Mahatma Gandhi, once said, let me quote him, "I like your Christ. I like your Christ, but I do not like your Christians." This statement underscores the unending debate about the Christ essence and the interpretation of his teachings. Now, Bishop David Ibiyeomie of the Salvation Ministries provoked a doctrinal controversy when he gave a sermon that Jesus hated poverty and never associated with poor people. The Christian Association of Nigeria, C.A.N, is stinging the bishop by describing the sermon as a distortion of Christ's mission and an insult to biblical truth. C.A.N warns Christians not to be misled by such teachings. We had also been warned about false prophecy. Kayode, here we are again. Did we see this coming?
For whatever context the clergyman was trying to preach the message, I think he got it wrong. And there is a need for him to actually retract that statement and probably apologize and probably put it in whatever context he wanted to communicate. Because this is a call, you know, to some kind of desperation by followers. It's a call to some kind of discrimination by members of or whoever is listening. And you know, everything is so digital now that you may not just be speaking to the 5,000 people that were listening to him. These things went viral. Somebody may listen to it and pushed it, and that's why we're still talking. Some may have a huge respect for his personality, and coming up with such controversial, unfounded, because what he did was just to, you know, make some inference, which is not thorough, which is not...
Let me underscore what the C.A.N said. It's a complete distortion.
The word is complete.
To text in the Holy Book. But Wale, in his Sermon on the Mount, if you remember, recorded in Matthew chapter 5, verses 3 to 12, Jesus talked about the 8 blessings, the Beatitudes. Yeah. In fact, the first one, Kayode will remember this. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Can you distort that?
Well, I think one thing we should not forget is that when you are a Christian or a Muslim and you are going to church or mosque, you also need to realize that you need to study the Bible and the Quran on your own. The 2 great holy books are written in English or Arabic, and some are even written in your own dialect. So because I believe there is no gate man that prevent people from reaching out to God directly. If you know how to pray, if you know how to fast, God will inspire you He will appear to you in your dreams and will speak to you. So it is not correct to think that some people have special privilege or be the only one that is loved by God or be the only one that they are the firstborn of God or the pampered children of God. We are all potentially children of God.
Yeah.
And if we practice his ways, God will speak to us and we hear him very well. And I think talking about the poor, it is so scandalous that anybody will claim that Jesus Christ that actually lived and died for the poor. He lived and died for the poor. Somebody will now claim that he never loved,
For instance, our colleague Kayode talked about his feeding of the 5,000.
In Luke,
these were not 5,000
in Luke chapter 6, he said, blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of God.
Okay.
And in Matthew 19:21, if you wish to be perfect, go, sell your possessions and give the money to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then world, But what is clear is that we should not allow ourselves to be misled. And I'm happy that the Christian Association of Nigeria has come out openly.
Has intervened,
Because if you are trying to, stigmatize poverty, then I think it's a sin on its own. A lot of people are poor, not out of their own making, but because of the socio-economic circumstances. And a lot of people are also rich because they got their money through crooked and through, scandalous means. There are a lot of decent people who are poor, but honest people who are poor. It does not mean they are irresponsible.
Well, in my little knowledge of the Bible, Kayode, you attest to this. There was a certain rich man in the Bible.
Exactly.
He had wahala. And so being rich or poor does not...
At all. It does not actually... It's not a ticket to...
And the word,
to
like Wale said, it is even relative. The so-called rich, you understand, may not have enough.
Because the bishop mentioned some names in the Bible. Matthew, he said, look at the people he associated
Zacchaeus,
with.
Zacchaeus. I think contextually...
What about the lepers that Jesus healed? What about the blind, ordinary people that could not walk? That, God lifted them up and healed them.
So he did not and he does not hate the poor.
Silver and gold have I none, but...
those are disciples. What I have, I give unto you.
That's it.
Awesome. I think, like I said, whatever context, whatever things he has said, it is to retract his steps and probably explain. Apology is the first word. Then explain, because for the fact that you have this man happens to be one of the pastors that have the largest church in Nigeria, the growing church. He holds like 5 services. So the last time I traveled to Port Harcourt, I found out that he holds like 5 services in one day. So don't let us underrate this. What he said is the bigger picture. Know God for yourself. Know what the Bible tells you. No, there is no gate man for you to know God.
Let me introduce a new element into this discussion. Pentecostalism, gentlemen, came as a way of, if you like, let me borrow the word, funkifying Christianity. Old-time religion, orthodoxy. Pentecostalism came to elevate it. So Pentecostalism brought speaking in tongues, healing and miracles, and so on. It's all to underscore what Christ came for.
Sure.
Yeah.
When the Pentecostal movement started in the U.S., in the 20th century, the idea was developing personal relationship with God.
Okay.
It was about healing. It was about going away from sin. And I think around 1910, when the African independent churches adapted Pentecostalism, the idea was to get closer to God, to live a clean life. It's not even about preaching about wealth. Remember people like Babalola, the one that Joseph. They are very very poor people. But in terms of spirit, in terms of
very rich,
they are very rich people. They were not looking for wealth. They were not looking for personal comfort, and they died as poor people, but in the service of God. So, but in modern time, religion has been politicized, has been commercialized. So there are all sorts of people coming up just because they are driven by profit. And that is why if you are a Christian, you have to go to the original teachings of Christ so that you can be able to balance what your preachers are saying and
the context
of what the Bible says.
Old-time religion. there's that song, give me the old-time religion. I'm okay.
You see, within context, again, the word old-time religion is not a license that we can't practice Christianity rightly.
Yes.
You understand? And it could be modern and it could be right. What we are simply saying is the truth should not be distorted in any shape or form. Whether they were not using microphone then, and now you are using microphone, now you have social media, you can amplify the message. The core message should not be twisted. The core message remains sacrosanct. Without knowing God, the riches you can boast of is the knowledge of God, and not
for instance,
what your pocket
over
says.
2,000 years ago, Wale, Jesus the Christ was nailed to the cross, not because he wanted to, but because he had to do that to take away man's sins.
Yes.
So today is a celebration regarding that. So one more time, may God bless your Easter, even as you listen to the right teachings